You're watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 10th meeting of the Michigan City Commission on the Social Status of African American Males. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Social Status African American Males monthly board meeting. Today is May 10th, 2023. Can we start off by standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Of our Secretary Conley, do a roll call for us, please.
Watch.
Here.
President McCormick. Present. Present.
Present.
Yes.
Linda Conley. Pastor Carroll.
Present.
Tony Cox.
Present.
Sean Fitzpatrick. Dwayne Hurt.
Present.
Robert Johnson.
Present.
Mike Jones.
Present.
Willie Millsap.
Present.
Faye Moore.
Present.
Anyone name I did not call?
They call me back.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 present.
So we have how many present, Ms. Conley, Secretary Conley?
9.
Have 9 present. So that's substitutes quorum. We can continue our meeting. The reading of the mission statement.
I'm sorry, we have 11.
Anybody like to volunteer to do the reading of the mission statement?
I will.
Thank you very much.
The mission of the Indiana Commission on the Social Status of the Black Males is to study the social conditions of the state's Black male population and the develop strategies to remedy or assist in remedying serious adversities and make recommendations to improve the educational, social, economic, employment, and other circumstances for Hoosiers. The Commission serves policymakers and public interest groups, as well as the media, community organizations, and members of the general public.
Thank you, Commissioner Faye Moore.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Okay. If I may, in the sake of time, we have three speakers here today. Can we skip the agenda, skip down the agenda to get to the speakers to allow them to take care of their business and move forward?
No, I'm not going to honor the skip the agenda. I think we should continue the agenda and let them come in appropriately. If we go to running into time, we just have to make the amendments then, but we don't want to skip the whole agenda. Mr. Millsap did want to encourage that we amend the agenda to include the speakers in the agenda. And so may you present that when you were speaking?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we amend the agenda for our speakers today.
Okay, so the speakers, go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we can amend the agenda to let our speakers speak today.
Okay, so what I was thinking of, some of the speakers hadn't been included in the agenda process because it had been overlooked or just hadn't been seen. And so what I had recommended was that the speakers that's speaking for criminal justice that come in and speak on that subcommittee, when we get to subcommittees, on that appointment of subcommittee, allowment, we allow the speaker to speak during that subcommittee. Are you second that?
Second. Rodney, second.
Do we roll call?
Okay. Faye Moore.
Yes.
Tony, I'm sorry. Mike.
Yes.
Mr. Millsap.
Aye.
Conley, aye. Ken Fly.
Aye.
Mr. Hurt, Pastor Hurt.
Aye.
Mr. McCormick.
Aye.
Pastor Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Benning. Aye. Pastor Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Any nays? All ayes.
Okay, we have all ayes, motion passes. So the amended agenda will take place accordingly. Next on the agenda would be the 2023 April meeting minutes, but we do have, with my notes, we have concerns, or we want to just ask questions because the treasurer wasn't here last month. And so it was questions about our prior minutes. I think it was Commissioner Moore that wanted to have questions about such things. I don't know if it was the Bill Scholarship that was not on the Treasury report or some additions. So I'll give you that moment if you still have them inquiries now that she's here.
Oh, I just had a question about the date on the treasurer's report for the, I think it was the scholarship. It was 2002. That was all, that was my question. It said 2002 instead of, I guess, 2022.
Okay,
Oh, she amended that.
and I amended that.
Yeah, she
It was
did.
a typo.
Was
It
that-
said it said 2002 as a typo. It was actually
yeah.
2022. And
Well-
thank you for bringing that up after 7 months. No one else had noticed that after 7 months because I had the same report. But it was amended though. Thank you.
Secretary Conley, I think you had some questions. That's who I meant to say.
I had a
Secretary
question
Conley had
about
questions.
we talked that we had given to Cornell Branch the 4th. It was brought up at a city council meeting that he was awarded the Reverend Ashley Scholarship, but I didn't see that on the Treasury report.
As well, a co-chair for education, I can answer that.
Mhm.
That's one of the things we asked to be put on the agenda for. We had to have a meeting and we had to gather some evidence. So there's some issues that will be brought up during our report that we will address.
Was this, but that for this year, last year, because
It was last year and this year. We have problems that's throughout this, so
okay.
we'll address that during our subcommittee report.
Yes, okay.
Okay, my question is, the scholarship that was given out prior, that's what you're asking about, the prior scholarship, and it hadn't been documented on the prior treasury report. So that's what we're trying to see, what was the issue on the past of the prior treasury report of it not being included on the past treasury report.
Okay, if I can. Again, we will elaborate more when we get to our subcommittee report on that, but to answer specifically of why it was not on the treasurer's report is because I, as a treasurer, was not given any information that we were to go to the controller's office and have that check cut. There was no, to my knowledge, there was no specific vote on that, number one. And number two, I wasn't given any information for me to go to the controllers to have a check cut for him, but we do know that he was actually awarded that. But the preliminaries of how that's done was not conducted.
Okay.
So that's why it wasn't on the report.
Okay, thank you. Does that adequate any more questions? Or my observation would be, so he did actually receive the scholarship.
That's correct.
So it was given out.
No.
It was awarded.
He was awarded, he was named the recipient. We have to vote as a board to have the controller cut the check. We have yet to do that, but there's other issues that we will address at the time of our subcommittee report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Cornell Branch has not been given any money for a scholarship as of right now.
That's correct, President.
Okay, thank you. We continue on down to no, we got to accept the minutes now because we had put them on, we had tabled the minutes, the last minutes and these minutes. So I motion somebody to,
Excuse me. The last minutes were approved
we had tabled it till she got back to ask questions, right?
for her report.
My report.
Or report?
Uh-huh.
Okay, no problem. Okay, well, motion, I entertain a motion to accept April meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, can we get a roll call, Ms. Secretary Conley?
Ms. Moore? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Conley? Aye. Mr. Millsap?
Aye.
Mr. Fly?
Aye.
Mr. Pastor Hurt?
Aye.
Mr. McCormick?
Aye.
Pastor Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Benning,
Aye.
Pastor Carroll,
Aye.
and Mr. Cox.
Aye.
We have 4 ayes and no nays, so the motion has been
All right.
approved and passed.
Motion is approved and passed on April meeting minutes. Treasurer's report, you can continue on if you want to, Treasurer Benning.
Yes, I submitted the April 2023 Treasurer's Report. We have a balance of $6,098.92. This report also reflects the report that was submitted back in last month for March, where I was absent. I'm not sure if you guys approved it or not. If not, we can, someone can make a motion to approve March and April 2023 Treasurer's Report.
If that's a motion, I can second. I second.
Motion to accept the treasury report for this month and last month.
I second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Conley, aye. Mr. Millsap,
Aye.
Mr. Fly,
Aye.
Pastor Hurt,
Aye.
Mr. McCormick,
Aye.
Pastor Johnson,
Aye.
Ms. Benning,
Aye.
Pastor Carroll,
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
All ayes have
Thank-
been approved.
Thank you, Secretary and Commissioners. Motion passes. On down to new business. We have none under new business. As I always allow time for new business, but considering we have speakers and quite a lengthy agenda, I don't see nothing under new business, so we can pass new business if that's okay.
Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
If I may, I was absent the last meeting, but I did, per the meeting minutes from April, I do see in there where it was suggested something about, there were 8 months of missing, minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and that each commissioner to take a month. All were in agreement. I don't know where that's at. I wasn't in there, and me
Oh.
myself, I didn't agree to that because I wasn't part of that meeting. But
Okay,
where
we
you,
can
can I
update
ask where you were with that?
Yeah, I'll update you. Last month we did suggest that, it was a heavy task on Commissioner Conley, but kind of put all that on our back. So since we all in it together, we had made a motion that maybe the ones that want to pick a month out and do the meeting minutes, and we all get them turned in, hopefully expeditiously. And the ones that didn't want to pick a month, it wasn't no crime. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Just anything to help out. As of right now, myself, I have a month that I haven't completed yet, but Commissioner Secretary County said she's gonna speak about that today and hopefully give us this whole month to kind of all see what minutes we want to take on and hopefully get all this done by the next meeting, like there. And so whoever wants to pick up a month was in the emails which months are missing. Now, if you're not wanting to, it's no crime. I never did minutes before, and so it's going to be my first time too. So anybody,
Thanks for the
time,
thanks for the explanation.
you're welcome. Any more? Before I go on with the agenda, okay.
I have
So-
a question.
Okay, yes,
Did you forward the email with the minutes, with
Yeah.
the months to
yes, I
everybody?
forwarded to
To
them.
everyone? Okay.
Yes, I did. Did everyone receive the forwarded many minutes that was missing on your emails? I'm not sure if you did, but just go check them. We don't have too much time to overlook them, but we'll
Okay.
get them to you if not. Old business is nothing under it. Once again, we have a lengthy agenda with speakers. So now we're getting to subcommittee reports. We have education. I'm not sure if the education chair or vice chair had someone also here to speak for the education since we amended the agenda. Was there anyone here to speak for education as a speaker?
It's a dual fold. We have Mr. Boyd here speak on behalf of criminal justice and education, because we meet together as a unit.
Okay, well, we can just go do that right now.
Can I add? I understand we're going to do that, but just to let you know, if anyone hasn't received a copy, I did send it out actually just recently by email, but I also provided a hard copy of the combined subcommittee meetings for criminal justice and education for this month for you to have.
Okay, great. So with the subcommittees right here, education, we'll just combine education and subcommittee. I mean, an education, criminal justice with subtitle A. So anybody here to speak for education / criminal justice, I'll give that to the chair to speak and can honor you in or whatever introductions.
Okay, we're gonna do our report afterwards?
Whatever you prefer. What would you like?
I would like to do the report right now and
All right.
call our guest speaker up.
All right.
We have an issue dealing with the education. We have met, it's the Bill Ashley, the Reverend Bill Ashley Memorial Educational Scholarship. We do need to have a vote to pay to make sure the funds for Mr. Branch, Cornell Branch IV, receives his funds. But we have a more pressing and serious issue, which is back in, I believe it was 2015, May, it passed. They passed it to do a scholarship and on behalf of Bill Ashley. But sadly, Mr. Ashley, Reverend David Ashley, was representing the family, and he also made a promise that the Northwest Indiana Ministerial Alliance will make sure they donate and pay for the scholarship. I will hand out to you. I already hand out on this end. I'm sorry. You can pass it down, sir. I'm sorry. We have a ledger. We went to the controller's office and got a detailed ledger, general ledger of all the funds we received so far. As of today's date, we have yet to receive a dime from Mr. Reverend David Ashley and or the Ministerial Alliance. So we've been paying for this scholarship out of our general funds without our approval. I will say some of you was here on the board. Ms. Moore, I believe you were here. The ones you guys was here. And our former president, Arthur Payne, made it clear, and he had concerns in the minutes about making sure that this be funded. And as of today's date, it has not taken place. And if I
No, I just had a point. I do know for a fact that Mrs. Ashley, his wife, has made donations towards that scholarship fund. So I know she's made at least twice donations.
As I stated before, Ms. Moore, the general ledger is before you. This is from the controller's office. This is not mine. If you like to point it out to the rest of the board, I can see your side of this. But right now, according to the controller's office, no one has given a dime to this scholarship. And it's unfair for this board to continue to pay for somebody else's scholarship in someone else's name. Mr. Bill Ashley, Reverend Ashley's name. I just think it's inappropriate to continue this going. I think it would be appropriate for us to stop the scholarship at this time until, Mr. President, if you don't mind, if we can have the secretary send out a letter to Mr. Ashley and the Ministerial Alliance and ask them where they're at with that. I will also motion that however this works out, if they're going to donate, they need to pay us back the money that we've been paying out of our general fund, because that's fiscally irresponsible. We should not be paying for somebody else's scholarship.
I would like to second that.
All right, may I have a little further discussion one time before I was going to say, how many scholarships under this scholarship name have we funded so far?
Maybe about 2 or 3, maybe.
It was either 6 or 8.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I had it. I was given it. It was given to us by the controller's office, and if I recall, it was approximately 7 or 8. The last one that we have recorded was Trayvon Moore, and that was back on October of 2020. I'm sorry, I take that back. 2021, we gave a scholarship to Jabril Hoskins. And then, of course, this year, or 2022, we never followed the correct procedures to, even though he was awarded Cornell Branch the fourth, we never followed the correct procedures of our board to motion and second, and have a roll call, and then have it motion for the treasurer to go sign off the necessary paperwork for them to go to the Board of Works and then have a check cut for the recipient, which would have been Cornell Branch the fourth for 2022. And now we're up upon another recipient for 2023.
Okay, so my inquiry is, okay, Ms. Conley, I just
And
want to say one
also-
thing.
2019, May 29, 2019, there was a Solomon Martin was also a winner of this scholarship too that came out.
Right, but we were just talking about
No,
the
I'm
latest
just
one.
saying, he said since 2015, so that I don't know if that was counted in there or not, but that's at least.
The
Yeah,
only
they-
thing I was saying, was I was just letting you know, the minutes that I gave you guys, and I'm reflecting my conversation off the minutes that was presented to me, on May 15th, I believe, 2015. And so everybody's been paid. There's everybody that received it became recipients. They have received it, repayment. But unfortunately, we should not be the ones paying for the scholarship. So, because
Is it fair to say that for the last, at least 5 years, we've been doing funding the scholarship on our own? Is that what that's fair to say?
Well, what happened was, and Willie can attest to this, actually, we, the Social Status Commission, established a scholarship. And we decided to make the scholarship in the BJ Ashley name. But it's the social status established the scholarship. We established the scholarship.
So you're saying that this BJ Ashley scholarship was established by the social status?
Yes, it was
Okay.
established by the social status.
Okay,
And we decided that it would be it's same as the Human Rights Department. The Human Rights Department established a scholarship to be in the one of their former members.
they had Becky Williams and Joe Hawkins, I understand that, and the families initially did that.
Right. They established a scholarship and they decided to put the scholarship in those names. And that was what we were doing as a Social Status Commission, establishing a scholarship for a young Black male to go to college or go to a trade school or wherever.
Right.
I hate to intercept you guys, if you can give a point of order. We're gonna have these housekeeping matters. We have a long agenda right quick, and I just don't want to continue on.
But
I want to get these
but it's
speakers
being
in.
said that,
It's already 12:30.
and the only thing that Reverend David Ashley was saying, and his mother was saying that they would support the scholarship and make sure that their congregation and the Ministerial Alliance make a donation every year. Now, they might not have done that.
Okay, I just assumed that they were the funding source.
They were saying,
My person at the time, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Nelson.
Ms. Moore is correct, because I was on the board at that time. The funding resource for the scholarship was the funds from the Social Status Commission. It appears that what Favors was making reference to was that Mrs. Ashley offered to assist with the funding. But the bottom line is the funding source was the commission, similar to the Human Rights Department.
let me say something, Mr. President, if you don't mind. Yes. I just want to sum this up. Once we pay the scholarship for Mr. Cornell, and then this year recipient, we're broke. We have no more money. So you understand that. I'm against it because it's obvious that they said the Ministerial Alliance was going to make sure that they put money into this. You can call it donation, you can call it whatever you want to, but right now we broke. And with that being said, I'll bring that up at another time.
Go ahead.
My question is, what happened that they did not do what they said? Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
That's probably the reason that we need to find out why they did not do, as opposed to saying, we're gonna stop this thing. Let's do it the right way and say, let's figure out what's going on. Maybe when we communicate, we'll get it all figured out.
That was the motion. That was the motion I was going to take.
Yes, clarify those two motions so we can make that vote.
Yeah,
Right.
and we can continue.
The motion,
First motion
the
was,
motion was with the president's permission was to make sure that make sure that the secretary sent a letter to the Mr. Ashley and the family or whoever the representative is and the Ministerial Alliance and see where they're at with providing us funds. And then
I'll second that motion, you guys.
Was that all of it?
Oh, we got a second motion that was
No,
on
no.
the too?
Was that all of the motion?
no,
Okay, let's hear the whole motion.
it's a second motion that's separate. So since we have a first and second, I think we can vote on that and then I'll come back to the second.
Okay, a roll call. Secretary Conley.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Conley, aye. Mills,
Aye.
Pastor Hurd,
Aye.
Mr. McCormick,
Aye.
Pastor Johnson,
Aye.
Ms. Benny,
Aye.
Pastor Carroll,
Aye.
Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox, I can see him.
He said aye. I can
He
read
said
his
aye.
lips. His mic is out there.
Okay, ayes have it, so it has been.
Okay, motion passes with no nays. With this next motion that you guys have in store, can you please, Harry, make sure it's quick?
I'm going to withdraw my motion and I'm going to table all further discussions about the scholarship until we get a response from the appropriate authorities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys. We don't need to vote on that. That can just come up and be tabled. Okay, continue on with your report and your.
At this time, I would like to call John Boyd, the president of the Michigan City Boys Basketball League. Knowing that mental health is some serious issues going on with juveniles, and a lot of this therapy can be done through sports. I invite him to come here and let everyone ask questions before we make our next motion. Thank you. John Boyd, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McCormick. First of all, I would like to thank the Social Status of African American Males Board for the opportunity to present our program. I have a synopsis of our program to hand out to each of you after I leave, but I'll just give you a little bit. My name is John Boyd, and I'm the director of Michigan City Basketball League. Our website is michigancitybasketball.com. Our program that we have is the premier basketball program in Northwest Indiana. Matter of fact, we're the only instructional league in the northern part of the state. We focus on the development of athletes mentally and physically and emotionally. We currently are in our AAU season and have 7 teams of student athletes that range from age 6 to 14 years old. At this moment, we have over 4 overseas players that play pro ball that come from our program. This program started for a host of our student athletes in Michigan City. This program started in 2014. I'm just giving you my overview. And our vision was to provide a safe environment for the youth in our community to be mentored in a positive way through the game of basketball. Over the last 9 years, our vision has grown to include the importance of academics, mental and social stability, and community service, and building young boys and girls into future leaders in our community. Throughout the last 3 years, we have continued our ascent. Over 85% of our participants are African Americans, many of which come from low socioeconomic families. Our goal is to provide an environment to all players in which they have access to peer and adult mentors that will demonstrate positive relationships. Michigan City Basketball League collaborates with community leaders, middle and high school students, and teachers who serve as mentors to encourage young boys and girls to be the best that they can be while learning how to overcome adversity. We also provide scholarships to athletes and families that cannot afford the cost of this essential program. AAU participation can cost a minimum of $220 in our program, but as much as $3,000, travel softball, travel baseball, travel basketball. Some of our higher level programs require more significant financial commitment. Promoting and encouraging the importance of uplifting and embracing the respect for our community is one of our goals. Another is to teach every child the importance of staying active and the benefits of teamwork and good sportsmanship. We believe that children that are active through extracurricular activities are more successful mentally, physically, and socially in life and in the classroom. MCBL recognizes and celebrates students for academic accomplishments. MCBL provides the opportunity for everyone to participate in our program regardless of income, race, or gender. Our scholarship program was formed to help families with financial support to allow their children to participate in our many programs. Students applying for the scholarship are required to write a one-page essay on what being a student athlete means to them. You submit it to our committee for review, and then we act.
Mr. Boyd,
Yes,
I didn't inform you before you started, and you're doing great.
yes.
We have a 3-minute capacity.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I would have
Continue.
kept
You
going.
still have
I would have kept going.
You still have time. You can wrap
All
down.
right. So basically, I'll sum it up, guys. We are a program that has over 2,000 student athletes involved in our program. We have one of the most elite AAU programs in Michigan City. We are a 501(c)(3), and we are asking the Social Status Committee of African American Males for a donation for our program so that we can support student athletes that cannot afford to participate with us. That's to sum up my, just all I have to say. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you again for your time.
I have a question. Do you
Yes,
have amount of the donation that you're considering?
$500 to $1,000, yes.
No.
$500 to $1,000, that'll be fine.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we our subcommittee met and we agreed on an amount that we are here that I'm gonna move for. So if I just wanna ask a question of our speaker, how many kids do you have in your program at this current time?
We have 220,
How many of them are African American?
85%.
How many of them are from our city of Michigan City?
The entire amount from Michigan City.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
220?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can come in, we operate on, in August, we'll start again. It's 5 months. We go 5 months straight every Sunday. It's quite the scene. Mr. Cox's grandson is a part of our organization.
Okay. And that's for the summer also?
Summer now, we're about to have boot camp. Boot camp is a physical conditioning program that we do twice a day from 12:30 to 3 and then 3 to 6. So we focus on the mental and physical education of our student athletes in our community. So if you have a kid that wants to just come out and work out, drop them off. We're trying to apply for a grant for them to be fed during that time, but that's a process.
Okay, Mr. Millsap.
Mr. Boyd, I
Yes,
think in your opening, or maybe Mr. McCormick opening statements, you mentioned something about mental order.
Mental and physical.
Okay, mental. Okay. Are you aware that the Michigan City School Administration has contract with Swanson Center reference to services?
Oh, yeah.
Mental?
Oh, yeah.
So you
Oh,
can
yeah.
tap into that. Then.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I
The
appreciate it.
reason I brought that up because I represent the Swanson Center,
Oh, okay.
and I knew that they have services for the school system. So
Definitely.
it's an obvious task.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I close so we can get this over with.
Okay, so that was in closing with your presentation, Mr. Boyd. We appreciate you for coming and getting that information out there. And we as a board would take all your information into consideration, or a commissioner chair may make a motion if they like.
I just like to say that this is very important. I've been coaching basketball for 20 years. Mr. Boyd hired me as a freshman basketball coach when he first came to Michigan City. All of our kids have graduated from high school, and a lot of them have went to college. And that ain't just, even before he even got here, I already had 17 years at King Center doing sports and saving kids and getting them off the streets. So at this point, I'm gonna move that we, out of the money that's earmarked for the kids, for the youth, I'm gonna move that we give Mr. Boyd $1,500.
I second it.
Is there any discussion before we actually make the motion? Well, pass the motion. Anybody have any discussion that you might want to inquire before you have to make your vote?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, you can, Mr.
now keep in mind that we still have the DeSable Museum trip on the radar.
We've
So
already
one at a
met.
time.
We considered that.
Okay, so
Our
we're good.
subcommittees have met
All right.
and considered all of that.
Well, I'll second that motion.
Okay, well, the money was earmarked
I
for
just
those
did.
committee, so they got the right to kind of.
Right, thank you, Chair. But the second was already done by Commissioner Cox. He's part of both.
Okay,
of the
motion by
subcommittees.
McCormick, second by Commissioner Cox. We have another discussion by Faye.
Commissioner Cox, you said he's a part of the program.
That's correct.
He's a part of the
He would
subcommittee.
have to abstain from voting.
Subcommittee,
He's on our subcommittee.
not
Oh,
the
I thought
program.
he said he was part of his.
No.
No.
Grandson.
No.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, we got a motion and a second. We need to get a roll call vote.
Nay.
Wow.
Jones?
Aye.
Thank you. Jones, aye. Moore, nay. Conley, I abstain. Mr. Millsap?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Fly? Pastor Hurt?
Aye.
Mr. McCormick?
Aye.
Pastor Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Benning?
Aye.
Pastor Carroll?
Aye.
And Mr. Cox?
I abstain because of conflict of interest.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So our ayes have it.
Okay, great.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say great motion passes, but if you have something to say, stretch.
I just have to piggyback off of that because we've already passed that we're going to donate that. I would like to make a motion that, where someone can make a motion because I am the treasurer.
I motion that
There you
that
go.
we have the controller office issue a check to Mr. Boyd or his representative, or whoever his treasurer is, as soon as possible.
I second.
Roll call.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Conley? I abstain. Mr.
Aye.
Millsap?
Aye.
Mr. Fly?
Aye.
Mr. Pastor Hurt?
Aye.
Mr. McCormick?
Aye.
Pastor Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Benning?
Aye.
Pastor Carroll?
Aye.
And Mr. Cox?
I have to abstain again.
There you go.
Okay,
The ayes have it.
motion passes on both motions.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd.
Congratulations, Mr. Just say,
Thank you.
congratulations, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you, President.
Thank you for letting us be a part of your program and help fund it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank
You guys have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have, so that was education and criminal justice in the same conjunction. Do anybody want to say some more about criminal justice since that was education? We made it as one.
Just quickly, briefly, you do have the report that was submitted regarding the combined subcommittees. We are working to try to finalize this, but there are some little housekeeping things that we have to do. One of the things is that we need to get a permission slip for the kids. And then once we do that, then we can really move straight, forward with it. We have the numbers of the approximate number of kids we're gonna have, but we have the numbers, the costs and all of that, but we gotta make sure we do these housekeeping things and then.
I have a question also, Treasurer. Do you have an approximate, well, I know it's an assumption, but do you think it would be within a month or?
Hopefully, school will be getting out at the end of this month, so hopefully sometime in June, we will definitely have it. We will meet again sometime this month, and then at that time, we will have a finalized date.
Bingo, no problem. Thank you for your information. Anyone else have anything additional?
Yeah, I just want to add, our subcommittee is open to the public. Anybody can come to our subcommittee. Unfortunately, we have a couple of members who haven't been making our meetings, and I'm quite sure it's justified. But any of our meetings are open so that we believe in transparency. You don't have to wait till the last minute. So
Thank you.
with that being said, thank you.
Thank you for informing the public.
When was the notice sent out? Because I didn't see the notice for the subcommittee meeting.
I got the notice. I think it was just to the subcommittee members. But if the chair would like to just inform the whole board every time they have a meeting, just in case someone want to just show up and participate, that can be considered. If that's no problem.
Will do, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Appreciate it. So
Can we make sure that it's reciprocated?
Other
All-
subcommittee.
Yeah, all other subcommittees notify everybody because I
Right.
haven't. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to sign off now.
Yes, sign off.
are you gonna sign off? Okay, no problem, Cox. Thank you for trying to join and the time that you have done for us today.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right, take care, Commissioner Cox. Okay, we're gonna move on to employment. We have guest speakers here with employment. I'll give it over to the chair of employment, or Mr. Millsap. You can take over.
Thank you, Mr. President. We only have a short time left, so I have two individuals from the Work One office located here in Michigan City, and they're doing a fantastic job reference to employing people of our community. I also had LaPorte County HR Director Monique Thomas. However, she had a meeting to go to. So right now we have Work One. Could you please step up and give us your presentation, please, and identify yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Alex Tychek, and I'm the center manager here for the Michigan City Work One office. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Millsap. This here with me today is Lisa Doherty, the CEO of the Center of Workforce Innovations. Now, they are the, how would you describe them?
We are the nonprofit that is contracted to staff and manage the Work One offices. And I will talk a little bit about future plans after Alex shares with you resources that are available to your community.
So I believe in front of you all, Mr. Millsap has given you one of our job lists from our office. And just a brief rundown on this first page are the jobs that a representative from Work one of our business services representatives is managing. So each one of these you see, we have contact with that employer and can help connect individuals to employment that route. But this is only one aspect of what we can do for you all at Work One. We also offer further career exploration, and that's what really we're all about, is developing the career coaching and everything that we can do to help get you employed into a career field that you want to be in. Along with this, we offer resume assistance, interviewing preparation, and education and training to get you into employment.
I think it's really important to note that these are no-cost services. These are federal dollars that flow into the state and then into the different regions. We are one of 12 regions in the state that receives these monies. We work with employers to identify their needs in terms of skills, employment, and then with our Work One offices and the career advisors, look to make those matches with the clients that they're serving. Mr. Millsap, you were very kind and generous when you said that we were doing a fantastic job. I would like to say that I think we can do much better. I am relatively new to the organization, and when I look at the data, we do serve the seven counties in Northwest Indiana, and by the data, I have seen where we are not necessarily in the right locations. I'll use Portage as an example. We are across the highway, but if you look at the census tracts in Portage, there are very different locations, neighborhoods that we should be in. So I share that with you because I want you to know that we are taking a data-driven approach. It has occurred to me long before today that we are underserving Michigan City. And I want you to know that we are extremely committed to changing that. I have been in conversations with community leaders like Angie Deutsch, Mayor-elect, as well as Clarence Hulse, Maggie Sparts with Unity Foundation. The point is gathering input. I am participating in the Vibrant Michigan City initiative with Brookings, and I can't remember. Ultimately, it's an IEDC. Pardon me? LISC.
Brookings and list.
Gotcha. Participating in that, which has been a great experience for me to hear about needs, of the community and the areas that they are focusing on in the community. It is my intention to participate with other partners to create a community hub where workforce development is very present. We have some really exciting opportunities around infrastructure jobs. We've got lots of conversations with the unions about creating pathways to trades. The door is open. So I'm very optimistic about those opportunities. We've had some phenomenal changes with adult education, creating fast track programs to get people to their high school equivalency at a much more rapid rate, overlaying curriculum like BY construction, where they learn basic construction skills. We have a roads program, again, all for the purpose of getting people placed in good wage jobs. And so partners like you become incredibly important as we establish those pathways and connections. We will want support, not monetary support, but referral in. We bring the resources to you this time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
With that being said, due to our time restrictions, if I'm from this community and I'm employed at this time, how should I prepare, or what should I do to prepare myself to come to your office for assistance?
Just reach out and contact us through the website or the phone number, which Alex may know off the top of his head.
Do not, but there's 1-800 number.
1-800. Okay, but what documents should I bring with me to the office to help this process move
faster?
smooth?
Yep.
Yes.
Alex, you're going to be able to speak. Sorry, that's further in the weeds than I'm.
No problem. Yes, because we have a viewing audience, and I want the people that's viewing us to know how to prepare themselves before they leave the home coming to your office.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can you tell us, Alex?
Yeah, bare minimum, state ID and social security card.
Just those two documents?
Yep, to get started. That's all you need.
All right.
Later on,
there's no fee.
no cost.
Okay, gotcha.
I have one question. I'm sorry. Chair. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
What's your minimum age that you will sign and get someone signed up and ready to?
So we have, it's out of school youth is 16 is the minimum age that we typically deal with.
To 24.
To 24. And that they're in that program, there's incentives, for instance, they go to training or pass, or they earn their HSC, they would get like $100 and certain incentives like that throughout the program.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner McCormick.
Do you have an office located here in Michigan City?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you please provide the address to the viewing public?
Yes. It is located in the old Central School building at, let's see here,
Nika building.
301 East 8th Street, and we are in Suite 120.
Thank you.
Great. And your office hours?
Office hours are Monday through Friday. Monday, it is 9:30 to 6 p.m. The rest of the week is 8 to 4:30. We do close from noon to 1 for lunch.
And you are on a bus route. Okay,
Yes.
so people can catch the bus to get near your office.
Yes.
That's correct. Okay.
Now, I like it that it's located right in the middle of the heart of actually a black neighborhood, really. And so they wouldn't have no excuse of even having to walk sometime if they have to, to get betterment of themselves and employment and those things. So that's a good thing.
Yes, and to your point, we are also working with partners with what we call access points. So we are happy to locate, not necessarily, or it doesn't have to be permanently, in other partner locations so that we are accessible in more places. And we're always open to those discussions about where that needs to be. We need to meet people where they are.
That's great. That's great. I think myself as being the CEO of Fly High Youth, would like to have you guys. Maybe I'll stop in and give you guys a call.
And
We got
I
time
will
for it all.
I will leave a few cards here on the table.
Okay.
Please contact me. Work one is serving clients that are coming in. CWI on that side of the house, we're working harder at partnerships and strategies. So I would want to prioritize
That's great. We appreciate
any
you so
opportunity
much.
in Michigan City. Yes, no, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to come and talk.
One other point I would like to make, if it's possible, I was told that I think it's Career Connect.
Yes.
There are some programs available that an individual can get supplemented while going through the training process. Is that correct?
Sometimes entirely. Full tuition paid.
Oh, wow.
Just tuition paid.
Sometimes, other wraparound support services too.
Right. Okay.
Maybe they need
So yeah, supportive
money for a
services.
bus pass.
Yeah, bus pass,
Gas card.
gas card.
Financial assistance for a vehicle.
Books. Not so much vehicles.
Well, vehicles, there is a limit overall of $1,500.
But
But depending
it's
on
worth
what they
going through the
need.
process financially.
Mhm.
Bottom line.
Yeah,
Thank you.
whatever they need to help them get
Thank
to a
you.
job.
We have one more question from Commissioner McCormick, then we continue on with the agenda with our 5 minutes left.
Do you guys have any funding for CDL training?
No.
You do have it.
No.
And you are located at Central School. Make sure that's right. The old Central School building, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your presentation and thank you. We needed that information because a lot of us, I didn't even know.
I know,
you got
it makes me
Central School.
crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't know. I thought you got by.
I thought you were on 8th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were on 8th Street in the old county
I
building.
believe, yeah, we used.
Yeah, you used to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Commissioner McCormick, that's why I wanted them to come because they're a valuable asset to our community.
Yes, sir.
And we have the same goal to employ minorities in our community.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and here's the thing, right? We're making culture change. We
Yeah.
have not been a client-centered organization, and I am driving that change. We're not perfect yet. Don't ever hesitate to let me know if there's ever an issue.
You're work in
I am
progress.
absolutely determined to change
Okay,
that.
thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Presentation, okay? We appreciate it.
All right, I have a few cards here.
Okay,
I
thank you.
do have
We're gonna-
handouts.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Millsap.
we're gonna continue on with the agenda so we can make sure everyone gets in on the subcommittees. When we get down to social factors, maybe the chair, someone can speak up. Ms. Faye Moore, Commissioner Faye Moore.
I haven't set up a social factors meeting. I don't have my list of who's on the social factors. I have to get that from the secretary, and then I'll be setting up a
So-
social factor meeting.
Was your meeting supposed to be after this meeting? You remember you said you.
I know I did say I wanted to make that, but I didn't have the
Oh, you didn't
list,
have the
so
list.
I didn't send out a reminder. And so we can't have it. We don't let the public know.
I will get that to you.
Well, me, myself, I'm gonna be fitting in where I can with the subcommittees, so don't hold me hostage too much, okay? Okay, can we get on with
Excuse
anybody else want to say social factors?
We overlooked that health.
Overlooked. Oh, Pastor Johnson, would you like to speak on social factors? I don't know if you're gonna
It's the health.
Health, yeah, I'm going to help. Yeah, I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna say if that was all with social factors, right?
I just have one question for social factors. Can we just get a show of hands who all asked to be on social factors?
Yeah.
So you can make sure the record is correct.
But I thought we had one more person.
So that's Secretary Conley, Commissioner McCormick, Ms. Faye Moore, myself. I'm there regardless, I guess, as being president. So anyone else? Okay, that's great. There go your list right there, Ms. Commissioner Moore.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now we can get on to Mr. Health with the chair or Robert Johnson. Come on. stuttering now. I'm trying to get the answer.
Thank you, Brother President. There are some things that we have inward, probably at the next meeting, that we will expose those things to the total committee, and we're going to go a little bit further in the aspect of health. We will do that.
Also, when you have your meeting, can you make transparent for all the members just in case they would like to attend?
No problem. Thank you. No problem.
Thank you, Robert Johnson. Any more with health? Briefly. Yes, Commissioner Moore.
The Minority Health Commission and the Women's Commission is having a panel discussion with Dr. Motley on May 25th at 11 o'clock at the Salvation Army. And it's talking about the opiates and women's health.
Okay.
Opiates and women's health. The Minority Health Coalition and the Commission for Women at 11 o'clock at Salvation Army. And there will be lunch provided.
And what day was that? One more time for the public.
May 25th.
May 25th. 15 days out, 2 weeks. Yes, Commissioner Conley.
You have to RSVP by the 20th, by May 20th? Yes.
Okay, that's all health you want to speak on. We have 1 minute. I would like to skip Commissioner comment, considering we right at the end. I will give public comment though.
Yeah, Tommy Klovic, 1316 Ohio Street. Get back to the minutes. The commissioners, you really don't have to fill out the minutes during the meeting. What we do at the fire department is our administrative assistants takes down the meetings by watching the ALCO feed. So, you don't have to sit there and take it down during the meeting. You can take evidence and email to all the commissioners. That's how they do it at the fire department. I also want to say, this is against state law. If you're participating by Zoom, I believe it's against state law to vote for an appropriation. So like Pastor Carroll's vote for the...
As long as they're visible, we had that discussion already.
Okay.
As long as they're visible on camera, they can't be off
they have
camera.
to see them, but I think for appropriation, you can't vote on that. That's just my...
Yeah, just have to be visible on Zoom.
Okay. I just also want to wish all the mothers, commissioners, and all the mothers watching a happy Mother's Day, and also all the single dads. You fill both roles. A happy Mother's Day to you all too.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Right on time.
Appreciate
it, fellas, brother. Any more public comments before we get out of here? Right at 1:02. Okie dokie, guys.
Move
Good
to
job,
adjourn.
Commissioners. I adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aye. Motion adjourned.
Aye.
All right. Thank you for joining us this